Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is September 18th, 2024, and Unai Hernandez's agents have met with Barcelona in order to discuss his contract renewal. Also, Barcelona now have a better idea of what match could Gavi be back for from injury. And finally, we're gonna discuss Hansi Flick's impressive pre-match press conference ahead of tomorrow's clash in the Champions League against Monaco. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the Goal Kids, Kickback, or Fanatics. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet Us. All links are down below in the description. Now I begin this video with the news that Unai Hernandez's agents have met with Barcelona in order to continue discussing the young player's contract renewal. Now, the 19-year-old center midfielder who is known for his dribbling skills and ability to take on defenders, his contract expires in the summer of 2025. And given that Barcelona would like to keep Unai Hernandez, they have been immersed in negotiations with his agents in order to extend his contract past its expiration of 2025. Now, after ending last season having scored 10 goals and provided 7 assists, Unai Hernandez attracted interest from many European clubs. However, Unai Hernandez was always very clear about his intention at staying in Barcelona, and as such, he rejected all these offers because he wants to stay at the club. And while yesterday his agents met with Barcelona to continue the discussion of the contract renewal. Now, the negotiations have been going on for quite some time. However, yesterday's talks were very positive ones where both parties, both Barcelona and Unai Hernandez's agents, agreed that there's no rush to extend the contract because Barcelona want to keep the player. The player wants to stay in Barcelona. And as such, both parties have agreed to finalize the contract renewal of Unai Hernandez by the end of this year. And now, once the contract renewal is signed, Unai Hernandez will enter into first team dynamics while he will train with the first team and most likely get called up to some first team matches. And I have to say, I'm very excited to see Unai Hernandez playing some minutes with the first team. Now, more good news because Barcelona now have a better idea on when could Gavi be back, or to be more specific, on what matches he could be back by. Now, as you know, Gavi suffered a season-ending injury last season where he tore his ACL and had some damage to his meniscus. He underwent surgery to repair both tendons and has been out for approximately 10, maybe 11 months. And as of late, Gavi has been completing group trainings with his teammates, which means that he has entered the final stage of his recovery. And while now Barcelona have a better idea on what match could Gavi be back by, and while it seems that Gavi will be back after the international break. As you know, on October 20th, Barcelona will play against Sevilla, which is right after the international break. Right after the Sevilla match, Barcelona will play the Bayern Munich match in the Champions League. And Barcelona are approximating that Gavi could be back by that match. If not, he will be back by the following match, which is El Clásico against Real Madrid. And if not, the latest that Barcelona are expecting Gavi to be back will be the following match against Espanyol. But one thing is for sure, is that Gavi is only 1 month away from coming back to action. And I have to say, I cannot wait to see our young warrior back on the field. Now, we will end today's video by discussing Hansi Flick's impressive pre-match press conference ahead of tomorrow's Champions League clash against Monaco, where Hansi Flick began the press conference by discussing the team's strong start to La Liga. And this is what the German coach had to say. I think our idea when we started here was to play well. I think we've done well, and we'll see how the intensity is, how they press. So far, it's going well. When I arrived, I realized that there were players with a lot of quality. with players who were 15 years old and now they are 16. We were incorporating international players and we are seeing more and more. We can give them the philosophy of how we want them to play, but in the end, it has to happen on the pitch. And the latest results have gone well. They are very stable, and this is our key to success for now. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a coach. FC Barcelona finally has a coach. Now you might say, Mo, what are you raving about? Well, let me explain. Let's contrast what Hansi Flick just said with what previous coaches like Xavi and Koeman used to say in their press conferences. Because both Xavi and Koeman used to say all the time, well, this is what we got. We have to work with what we have. The club doesn't have money. The club cannot make important signings. Therefore, this is what we got and this is what we have to work with. So they constantly excuse their team's bad performance by saying that, they don't have much to work with, and since the club cannot make signings, then, oh well, these are the results you're gonna get. But here's Flick, who has the same exact squad, maybe not as Koeman, but the same exact squad as Xavi. Here he's saying, this is what we got. And it's freaking amazing, because this is a team full of great players, and an academy full of great young players, and he's happy about it. And this is why I say we finally have a coach, because this is a coach who's confident in his players. This is a coach who's confident in himself. And this is a coach that's confident in the work that him and the players are doing. And therefore, he's content with what he has. And so far, it's working out. And that's why I say that we have a proper coach. Now, Hansi Flick was asked about Dani Olmo's injury and whether it will be a blow to the team. And this is what the German coach had to say. Dani has his own quality on the ball, in front of goal, and the confidence to shoot. We'll see. I hope we can continue to play at the same level without him. So Hansi Flick pretty much saying that yes, Dani Olmo is a great player. He was contributing a lot to the team, and losing him will suck. However, that's okay. Why? Because Flick has a plan in place where he plans to continue playing at the same level despite missing one of his important players. Which again, let's contrast that with what previous coaches used to say, who used to always be like, well, we have injuries, that's why we suck. No, here's a coach who's saying, yes, we have an injured player who's very important. Yes, it's gonna suck, but that's okay. I have a plan in place, and we hope to continue playing at the same level. So I'll say it again. We finally have a proper coach. Now, Hansi Flick was asked also about Felipe Lopez's injury and injuries in general, and this is what the German coach had to say. It's a shame because I feel a bit responsible talking about Felipe Lopez. Nobody wanted to leave him in the under-21s, and I spoke to him, so I feel a bit responsible. When I was with the doctor yesterday, the truth is that I felt very sorry for him. You have to take care of the players. In the last few weeks, we have been gradually working with the players. They have been improving from their injuries. Ansu has been able to train well, and we are very happy to be able to count on him because he gives us other possibilities. We have talked about Dani. Gabi is also training little by little, as is Frankie. In both the cases, we have to be careful. So here is Hansi Flick with a surprising statement saying that he feels responsible for Felipe Lopez's injury because he feels like he should have fought a little bit harder to try to convince Fermin to stay. And that's also refreshing because, again, previous coaches never took responsibility for anything. But here's Flick taking responsibility for something he has nothing to do with. Because Felipe Lopez's injury is not on Hansi Flick. Flick did not send Felipe Lopez to the Euros and then to the Olympics and then to the under-21 FIFA international break. That's not his responsibility. But still, he assumes the responsibility. Because that's what a proper coach does. Now, finally, Flick was asked about the Fernandez cousins, because as you know, both Guille and Tony have been included for the squad tomorrow. And he was also asked about the talent in La Masia, and well, this is what the German coach had to say. In the first answer, I was talking about them. He's referring to the cousins, of course. They started at 15, and now they're 16. It's impressive how La Masia makes them develop and perform. When we need a player, we know that in La Masia, we can find them. I have no doubt that they will play very well. When I accepted this job, I accepted the club's situation. La Masia is a treasure that Barca has, and we have to make the most of it. You only have to look at the number of players we have in the team. As of today, I can say that the Fernandez cousins are ready to play and improve their performance. I don't know what will happen tomorrow, but I'm still very positive. Although in football, it's not always fair. We'll have to see what happens. So another incredible statement by Hansi Flick, who's saying, look, when I arrived, I accepted the club situation. I knew that the club didn't have money. I knew that the club was not going to be able to sign players, but that's okay because La Masia is a treasure where whatever player you need, whatever profile you need, you can find it there. Again, huge contrast on what Xavi and Koeman used to say, who used to complain that the club couldn't make them any signings. But here is Flick saying, I don't care. You don't have money? That's fine. You can't sign players? That's fine. You know why? Because there's La Masia. One of the greatest, if not the greatest academies in the world. And whatever I need, I know I'm going to find there. So again, I'll repeat. And for the final time in this video, ladies and gentlemen, we have a proper coach. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did do the podcast earlier today, so make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.